Then we would like to. We've been trying to, but of course it's still not that easy. And of course the normal way of things isn't normal yet. The British monarchy is in the spotlight again, after Prince William made a surprising decision that has shocked Buckingham Palace. He has changed the titles of Duchess Sophie's children, which affects their status and the royal hierarchy. This move has caused a stir at the palace, prompting discussions about power and favoritism. Solutions are out there. There is real solutions to these problems. People are left wondering what motivated William to make this bold choice and what consequences may follow. The weight of titles. For over 25 years, Prince Edward and his wife Sophie have quietly worked for the British royal family. They have put in the effort without seeking attention or drama, earning respect from those around them. At the beginning of their marriage, they tried to balance royal duties with regular jobs. However, the constant media attention made that impossible. They decided to focus entirely on royal work, which helped them build a strong reputation. Sophie has played a key role in this. She became close to Queen Elizabeth II, who valued her loyalty and discretion. Their bond was so strong that Sophie once accidentally called the Queen Mama in public. Although she doesn't attract as much buzz as Princess Anne, the royals can always rely on Sophie. She goes beyond just attending events. She visits some of the toughest places in the world, especially in Africa. Witnessing the impact of conflict on ordinary people, Sophie has worked hard on gender-based violence in war zones. She shines a light on issues that are often ignored, giving survivors a voice and treating them with respect. Her efforts earned her the Hillary Rodham Clinton Award, which placed her alongside notable figures like Angelina Jolie. Sophie's reputation has also grown within the royal family. Many see her as one of King Charles's important supporters, helping to keep the monarchy steady and relevant. Furthermore, royal titles represent power and show who is in the inner circle. They inform who is in the public eye and who remains out of the spotlight. Recently, Prince William approved a title change for Sophie's children. James, known as Viscount Severn, has now become the Earl of Wessex, once held by his father. This change gives him more recognition and shows he is taking on significant responsibilities. Lady Louise, their daughter, is also getting more attention. She was previously a lesser-known grandchild of the Queen, but it seems they are preparing her for more involvement in the future. This shift matters because the monarchy needs fresh leaders during uncertain times. It can't rely solely on established figures at the top to succeed. The next generation must be ready to step up. Titles like these act as early steps for future roles. William's approval signifies his recognition of Sophie's family as vital for the monarchy's future. This might also reflect William's approach to leadership. Since Charles is still king, supporting Sophie's steady branch could be smart. It signals that the royal family values loyalty and stability over flashy personalities. Many initially overlooked Sophie, who has become a central support for the family. Now her children are also preparing for potential future roles in the monarchy. In summary, this situation is more than just about one title change. It shows how the monarchy is adapting, relying on hard work and loyalty through careful, low-key actions that could have lasting effects. Why Sophie and Edward chose a different path for their children. Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, is seen as a grounded presence in the royal family. As she turns 60, it's a good time to revisit her thoughts on why she and Prince Edward chose not to give their children royal titles. Their daughter, Lady Louise, is now 21, and their son, James, is 17. Unlike their cousins, Louise and James do not have the HR titles that accompany being the monarch's grandchildren. Louise uses the title Lady Louise Mountbatten Windsor, while James has a courtesy title given by his father, who held it before becoming Duke of Edinburgh. This choice wasn't made lightly. Sophie explained that she and Edward wanted their kids to live as normally as possible without the pressures of royal life. She stated, "We try to raise them knowing they're probably going to have to earn a paycheck." They wanted to protect their children from the intense public scrutiny that comes with being working royals, as Sophie noted that Louise and James could claim HR titles when they turn 18, but she hopes they won't want them. Sophie and Edward's focus is on allowing them to grow up independently. This represents a modern approach to royal life. Family members are not expected to serve the crown full-time anymore. Younger royals can explore their own interests while still participating in public duties when they choose. Sophie and Edward prioritize their children's education and independence. They keep things low profile to let Louise and James enjoy a typical childhood without constant media attention. Many commend Sophie for this approach, which teaches humility and hard work. She summed it up in 2020. They have the titles and can decide at 18, but it's pretty unlikely. By skipping the royal experience, Sophie and Edward have allowed their children to live lives where personal character matters more than any title. Sophie's quiet power and the children who could change everything. Have you noticed how in the midst of royal scandals, there's one part of the family that stays calm? No drama, no tabloid mess, just steady work. That's Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, and her family. While everyone focuses on Charles, Camilla, William, and Kate, Sophie quietly holds everything together without any controversy. It's like she's the family's hidden strength, loyal, discreet, and tougher than she seems. When Sophie and Edward became Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, it recognized their years of loyalty and hard work. While other couples face headlines, they stay out of trouble and provide the stability the royals need. Sophie isn't just resting on her title. Her greatest strength comes from her children, Lady Louise Windsor and James Earl of Wessex. Growing up with Sophie's practical approach, they are a refreshing change from typical royal drama. Louise keeps a low profile, but when she appears, like when she excelled at carriage driving, something her grand, at Philip enjoyed, she shows grace without any ego. She seems poised and self-assured at events, letting the moment happen naturally. James is also starting to make more public appearances, especially now that he holds the title of Earl of Wessex. He is young, but he is already drawing attention. With fewer family members actively in the spotlight, he might be called upon to step up sooner than expected. His title signifies that he is joining the next generation of royals. What connects Louise and James is that they are free from scandals and drama. Sophie's parenting emphasizes humility and hard work. They weren't pressured into the limelight. They learned values like education and responsibility without relying on headlines. This could be an advantage in a monarchy that needs to adapt. Sophie's example shows that service can be done quietly, valuing dignity over showiness. Those who know her describe her as genuine and warm with a down-to-earth attitude that is rare in royal circles. William agreeing to the title changes isn't a coincidence. He views them as relatives he can rely on. With fewer active royals, dependable people are essential. Loyalty, intelligence, and no drama are key qualities. It looks like William is carefully building a strong team for the future. Sophie continues to work hard, staying out of the spotlight while larger stories unfold. Yet, her influence is shaping a legacy. Louise and James are not just family members. They represent a monarchy that blends tradition with a fresh approach. Grace without noise, loyalty that endures. Overall, Sophie's achievement isn't just about titles or the Queen's trust. It's about preparing her children to uphold character instead of chaos. This quiet shift may be what keeps the royal family relevant. The quiet strength of Edward and Sophie. In a world full of royal events and scandals, Prince Edward and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh, have been a consistent presence for over 25 years. They don't seek attention or create drama. They focus on their work and provide stability to the royal family. Their steady approach has made them essential to the monarchy. At first, Edward and Sophie tried balancing royal duties with their business interests. This mix of tradition and independence was interesting, but quickly became complicated with media scrutiny and concerns about conflicts of interest. Ultimately, they focused entirely on their royal roles, showing their commitment to the family's needs. Sophie really stood out during this time. She didn't just become Queen Elizabeth II's daughter-in-law. She became a trusted friend and advisor. In a speech, she even affectionately called the Queen Mama, highlighting their close bond. Unlike others, Sophie has quietly gained respect and support from the family and the public. What sets her apart is her dedication to humanitarian work in some of the toughest parts of the world. While many royals participate in local events, Sophie has worked directly in countries like South Sudan, Sierra Leone, and the Democratic Republic of Congo. These efforts are more than photo opportunities. She witnesses the struggles of people affected by conflict, especially women and children. Sophie has focused on highlighting gender-based violence in these areas, which often gets overlooked. By speaking out, she gives a voice to survivors who might remain silent otherwise. Her efforts earned her the Hillary Rodham Clinton Award, and she stands alongside notable figures in global advocacy. Her work has not gone unnoticed in the palace. Commentators consider her King Charles's secret weapon. Although she isn't flamboyant, her ability to connect with people and push for real change is valuable for a monarchy wanting to stay relevant while maintaining its integrity. With Edward by her side, they show that leadership is not just about the royals at the top, but also about those who support and strengthen the institution through challenges. Sophie embodies qualities that modern royalty should represent: compassion, humility, and determination. In a system often focused on glamour, her story reminds us that true power lies in everyday actions, making a difference that lasts beyond the spotlight. Strategy or fate, William's vision for the monarchy. The British monarchy faces a challenge. It needs to keep traditions while adjusting to a fast-changing world. Recent changes raise questions about whether the royal family is making thoughtful choices or reacting to events. Prince William is now more involved. He encourages younger members like Lady Louise and James to take on bigger roles. As the family discusses a slimmed-down monarchy, William's actions suggest he is preparing for the future. King Charles is 76 and dealing with health issues. He feels the pressure of his limited time on the throne. Queen Camilla wants to build her legacy amid public scrutiny and show her importance. Princess Anne is a dedicated family member, but even she cannot handle everything alone. William is actively shaping the monarchy, trying to make it appealing while addressing public doubts, especially from younger generations who question its value. Much of what happens behind the scenes remains a mystery. The monarchy balances visibility with hidden dynamics. As Charles manages his health, Camilla seeks acknowledgement and provides stability, and William prepares for his future. The monarchy is critical. The big questions are how this transition will unfold, and if it will keep public interest as much of royal life stays out of view. Whose tomorrow? The crown's reshaping. The British monarchy is far more than a mere relic of the past. It is an institution that adapts and transforms with the changing tides of history and society. Subtle yet significant changes are unfolding within the royal family, hinting at a possible realignment of roles and responsibilities among the Windsor. These shifts are not indicative of an immediate crisis, but speak to a steady evolution in preparation for the monarchy's future. Observers are increasingly curious. Is Prince William poised to assume a greater role in royal duties sooner than anticipated? His recent public appearances showcase a new confidence level in his speeches and a more polished contemporary image that suggests he may be ready to embrace the limelight fully. Conversely, Queen Camilla's role appears to be transitioning as she takes a more reserved stance in public engagements, possibly allowing her presence to recede in favor of her stepson. King Charles Roman III, now at 76, seems to be adopting a figurehead's demeanor, embodying the monarchy's ceremonial aspects while possibly delegating more responsibilities to the younger generation. This leads to a crucial question regarding the monarchy's future leadership. Will Charles, with his long-held experience and historical significance, or William, who represents a fresh perspective? The royal family maintains a veil of privacy, fostering an air of intrigue through whispers and unconfirmed reports about these evolving dynamics, indicating that significant changes may occur behind closed doors. As the institution of the monarchy continues to evolve discreetly, the most captivating developments often unfold quietly. One particularly intriguing aspect is Sophie, the Duchess of Edinburgh's decision to shield her children from the public eye. This decision raises questions about the balance between royal duties and family privacy in a modern context. What are your thoughts on this approach? Do you think it sets a positive example for future generations? Please share your perspectives in the comments.